Speaking English with Ada.
Hello, English learners! Welcome back to another exciting lesson on Speak English with Anna. I'm Anna, your English coach.
And I'm Mike. I am so ready for today's session because Anna told me the topic, and honestly, guys, it is exactly what I need right now.
I think it's what everyone needs, Mike. You know, I have noticed something interesting after teaching English for so many years.
What is that?
I see two students. They have the same vocabulary level, they know the same grammar rules, but one speaks with total power and confidence, and the other one stays quiet and afraid. Why do you think that happens?
That's a good question. I used to think it was just talent, Some people are just born good at languages.
That is a myth. It is not about talent, and it is definitely not just about memorizing more words. It is about what is happening inside your head. It is about your mindset.
So you're saying the problem isn't my English. The problem is how I think about my English.
Exactly. And that is why today's video is different. We are not just learning phrases, we are upgrading your brain. Today, we are going to learn how to think like a champion.
I love the sound of that. Think like a champion.
Yes, by the end of this video, you will have the mental tools to stop apologizing for your English and start speaking like a winner.
That sounds amazing. But before we dive in, what should our friends do right now?
Great point. If you are ready to transform your English journey and build real confidence, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.
And don't forget to click the bell icon. You do not want to miss these mindset secrets. Trust me, this is going to be a game changer.
Are you ready to change your thinking, Mike?
I was born ready, Anna. Let's do this.
Let's get started. All right, let's define this clearly. When you hear the word champion, Mike, what is the first image that pops into your head? Be honest.
Honestly, I picture an Olympic athlete standing on the podium. Gold medal around their neck, waving to the crowd. Someone who just won everything. Someone who is perfect.
That is exactly what most people think. They think a champion is someone who never fails. But in the world of learning English, that definition is actually dangerous.
Dangerous? How? Isn't it good to want to be perfect?
No, it is a trap. If you think being a champion means speaking perfectly with zero mistakes, you will be terrified every time you open your mouth. You'll be too scared to speak because you're afraid of losing that perfect image.
Wow, that actually hits home. I do that. Sometimes I don't say anything because I'm afraid I'll mess up the grammar.
Exactly. So we need to rewrite the definition right now. A champion mindset isn't about perfection, it is about resilience.
Resilience? Okay. Can you break that down for us?
Think about a professional soccer player like Messi or Ronaldo. Do they score a goal every single time they kick the ball?
No way. They miss shots all the time. Sometimes they even trip over the ball.
Right. But when they miss a shot, do they stop the game, sit on the grass and cry? Do they say, "Oh no, I'm a terrible player, I quit"?
Of course not. They immediately run back to get the ball again. They keep playing.
That is the champion mindset. In English, it means that when you forget a word or when you use the wrong tense, you don't freeze, you don't apologize profusely, you just smile, find another way to say it, and keep the conversation moving.
So the win isn't having perfect grammar. The win is simply not giving up on the conversation.
Spot on, Mike. A champion focuses on connection, not correction. They view English as a tool to connect with people, not a test they have to pass.
I love that perspective. Connection, not correction. It takes so much pressure off my shoulders.
It should. Champions know that the only way to fail is to stop trying. If you are still trying, you are already winning. You are already a champion in the making.
Okay, I'm starting to feel better already. But even if I understand this logically, sometimes that little voice in my head still tells me I'm not good enough.
Ah, yes, the inner critic. That is the biggest enemy of the champion mindset. And that brings us perfectly to our next point, self-talk.
Oh boy, my self-talk can be pretty mean sometimes.
Well, we're going to fix that right now. So, we established that the inner critic is the enemy. Now, let's talk about the first pillar of the champion mindset, the power of self-talk.
You know, Anna, I hear this term self-talk a lot in psychology books, but does it really matter for learning English? I mean, it's just thoughts, right? They aren't real.
They are not just thoughts, Mike. They are instructions. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and your self-talk is the code you are programming into it every single day. If you program error codes, the computer will crash.
That makes sense. But I think I might be programming a virus then, because usually when I speak English and I struggle, my brain says things like, "Huh, you sound so stupid," or "Why can't you just remember that simple word?"
Stop right there. That is a perfect example. Let me ask you a tough question, Mike. If you talked to your best friend the way you talk to yourself, would you still have a best friend?
Wow. No, definitely not. If I told my friend you sound stupid, they would never talk to me again.
Exactly. So why do you accept that abuse from yourself? A champion would never do that. A champion understands that confidence comes from within. You cannot expect other people to believe in you if you are constantly tearing yourself down.
So what do? Do I just lie to myself? Do I stand in front of the mirror and say I am the best English speaker in the world when I know I'm not?
No, that is false confidence. We don't want lies. We want reframing. We want to change the narrative from destructive to constructive.
Okay, reframing. Can you show me how to do that? Give me an example.
Sure. Let's take your example. I sound stupid because of my accent. That is the negative thought. Now reframe that like a champion. What is the truth?
Maybe my accent shows that I can speak two languages, and that is actually cool.
Yes. Or simply, my accent is part of my identity, and as long as I am clear, I am successful. Do you feel the difference? The first thought makes you want to hide. The second thought makes you stand tall.
I can feel the difference instantly. It feels lighter.
Let's try one more. This is a common one. I will never be fluent. It is too hard.
Ah, that is a classic. The champion version would be, English is a journey. I am not fluent yet, but I am getting better every single day.
Perfect. Notice the word yet. That is a magic word for champions. I don't know this word yet. I can't understand this movie yet.
It turns a dead end into a door. I like that.
Listen to me closely, Mike, and everyone watching at home. Your brain believes whatever you tell it most often. If you tell yourself you are a slow learner, your brain will stop trying. But if you tell yourself, I am a relentless learner, I figure things out, your brain will work harder to find solutions.
It's like I have to become my own cheerleader instead of my own bully.
Precisely. So starting today, I want you to catch those negative thoughts. When you hear the bully voice, I want you to say, stop. That is not helpful. And then replace it with a champion thought.
Stop. That is not helpful. I'm going to use that.
Good. Because once you fix the inside, the outside, your speaking, your fluency will follow. But there is another thing that champions handle differently than most students, and that is mistakes.
Ah, mistakes. My biggest nightmare.
Well, we are about to turn that nightmare into your superpower. Mike, you just said that mistakes are your nightmare. You are not alone. I receive messages every day from students who are terrified of saying the wrong thing, but I need you to listen to me very carefully right now.
I'm listening.
If you want to think like a champion, you have to fall in love with your mistakes.
Fall in love with them. Anna, come on. That sounds impossible. When I make a mistake, I feel my face get hot. I feel embarrassed. I just want to disappear. How can I love that feeling?
You feel that way because you think a mistake means I am stupid or I failed. But a champion looks at a mistake and sees only one thing: data.
Data. Like information?
Exactly. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine you are driving a car to a new city and you use a GPS. If you take a wrong turn, does the GPS scream at you? Does it say, "Mike, you are a terrible driver. You will never reach your destination"?
No, it just says recalculating.
Precisely. Recalculating. It gives you new information to get you back on track. That is all a grammar mistake is. It is just your brain saying, "Oops, wrong turn, recalculating."
I never thought about it like that. So when I say he go instead of he goes, it's just a signal.
Yes, it is a signal that says, "Hey, pay attention to the subject-verb agreement here." That is valuable feedback. If you never made that mistake, you wouldn't know what you need to study.
That's true. If I stay silent, I make zero mistakes, but I also get zero feedback.
Bingo. Silence is safe, but it is the enemy of growth. A champion knows that failure is the price of entry. You cannot learn a language without breaking it first.
Failure is the price of entry. That's powerful. But Anna, what about in the real world? It's easy to say this here, but when I'm talking to a native speaker and I mess up, I usually just panic and start apologizing. "Oh, sorry, my English is bad."
Stop doing that immediately.
Really? But I want to be polite.
Apologizing for a mistake makes it a tragedy. It makes the other person feel awkward, like they have to comfort you. A champion doesn't apologize for learning. A champion appreciates the guidance.
So, what should I say instead of sorry?
Say thank you. If someone corrects you or if you correct yourself, just say, "Ah, thank you. I mean, he goes." And then, this is the key, keep talking.
Keep talking. Don't dwell on it.
Don't dwell on it. Do not let one small stone stop the whole river. Flow around it.
I like that. So instead of shrinking and feeling small, I just acknowledge it, fix it if I can, and move on.
Yes. Think of a baby learning to walk. When they fall down, do we say, "Maybe walking isn't for you"? No, we clap when they get back up. You need to treat yourself with that same patience.
You're right. I've been way too hard on myself.
Most of us are, but now that we are fixing your self-talk and changing how you view mistakes, you are going to feel much more confident. But there's still one big hurdle. Even if you aren't afraid of mistakes, how do you prepare your mind before you even open your mouth?
Oh, you mean the nerves, the anxiety before a meeting or a call.
Exactly, that pre-game anxiety. Champions have a specific mental trick for that, and it is called visualization. We talked about self-talk, and we talked about mistakes. Now we are going to talk about the secret weapon of elite athletes, CEOs, and public speakers, visualization.
I've heard about this. Is this where I just close my eyes and wish for fluency? Because I've tried wishing, Anna, and it hasn't worked yet.
It is not wishing, Mike. Wishing is passive. Visualization is active. It is a mental rehearsal.
Mental rehearsal?
Yes. Did you know that for the brain, a vivid imagination is almost the same as reality? When Olympic runners visualize a race, their muscles actually fire in the same sequence as if they were running. They run the race in their head before their feet ever touch the track.
That is wild. So they win the race in their mind first?
Exactly. And you need to do the same with your English. Most students do the opposite. They visualize failure.
Oh, I am definitely guilty of that. Before a big meeting or a call, I play a movie in my head where I freeze, I forget words, and everyone looks at me weirdly.
And guess what happens when the meeting starts?
I freeze and forget words.
Because you practiced failure. You rehearsed the disaster, so your brain executed the disaster. We need to flip the script. I want you to visualize success.
Okay, so how do I do that practically? Let's say I have a job interview in English tomorrow.
Let's try it right now, Mike, and everyone watching. I want you to trust me. Close your eyes for a moment.
Okay, eyes closed.
And everyone watching, I want you to trust me. Close your eyes. Imagine you are walking into that interview room. Shoulders back, head up. You feel calm. You sit down in the chair. Now imagine the interviewer asks you a question.
Okay.
Now see yourself answering. Don't worry about the specific grammar. Just imagine the feeling. You are speaking smoothly. You are smiling. You see the interviewer nodding. They understand you perfectly. They are impressed by your ideas. You feel a sense of pride in your chest. Hold that feeling of success. You are capable. You are ready. Now, open your eyes.
Okay. Eyes closed.
Wow, that was different. I actually felt my heartbeat slow down. That is the power of visualization. You just created a memory of success before it even happened. Now, when you walk into that room tomorrow, your brain will say, "Hey, I've been here before. I know how to do this. I am calm."
That is such a simple hack, but I can see how powerful it is. Instead of entering the room with fear, I enter with familiarity.
Exactly. You are priming your brain for confidence. So before you make a phone call, before you join a Zoom meeting, take 30 seconds, close your eyes, see the best case scenario.
I'm going to make this a daily habit. No more horror movies in my head, only success stories.
That is the spirit. But Mike, there's one catch. You can have the best mindset in the world, positive self-talk, no fear of mistakes, great visualization, but it means nothing if you don't do one specific thing.
Uh-oh, what is it? What's the missing piece?
It is the strategy that separates the dreamers from the achievers. It's called consistency. Mike, we have built a strong foundation today. We have the right self-talk, we aren't scared of mistakes, and we are visualizing success. But now we need to talk about action.
I am ready for action. In fact, Anna, I am so motivated right now that I plan to study English for 5 hours this Saturday. I'm going to lock myself in my room and just grind.
And that, Mike, is exactly how you fail.
Wait, what? I thought champions worked hard. Isn't studying for 5 hours a good thing?
It sounds impressive, but it is not sustainable. This is the intensity trap. Many students do this. They do nothing all week, and then they try to cram everything into one super study session on the weekend.
Yeah, that's basically my strategy. I call it catch-up Saturday.
And how much of that 5 hours do you actually remember on Monday?
Honestly, not much. Usually my brain feels like mush after the first 2 hours.
Exactly, because your brain is like a muscle. Mike, imagine you want to get in shape. Is it better to go to the gym once a week for 7 hours or to go for 30 minutes every day?
Definitely 30 minutes every day. If I worked out for 7 hours straight, I wouldn't be able to walk the next day. I'd be injured.
Precisely. And yet, people do this to their brains with English. They binge study and then get burned out. A champion understands that consistency beats intensity every single time.
Consistency over intensity. So you're saying I should study less, but more often.
Yes, I want you to lower the bar. Don't aim for 3 hours. Aim for 15 to 20 minutes.
Just 15 minutes? Anna, can I really become fluent with just 15 minutes a day? That feels too easy.
It feels easy, which means you will actually do it. That is the secret. 15 minutes of focused listening or speaking done every single day for a year is infinitely more powerful than a sporadic 5-hour session once a month. It's about the compound effect.
The compound effect, like interest in a bank account.
Exactly. Small actions repeated daily pile up to create massive results. But here is the hard truth, Mike. Being consistent is actually harder than being intense.
Why is it harder? 15 minutes sounds like a breeze.
Because it requires discipline, not motivation. Motivation is what you feel right now. You're excited, you're hyped up. But motivation is an emotion, and emotions disappear.
That is so true. Usually by Wednesday, my motivation is gone.
Right. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going. A champion studies on the days they feel tired. They study on the days they are busy. They show up for that 15 minutes no matter what.
I see. It's a non-negotiable appointment with myself.
Yes, treat it like brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to brush your teeth, right? You just do it because it's who you are.
Okay, I'm sold. No more catch-up Saturdays. From now on, it's 20 minutes a day, every day, even if I'm tired.
That is the champion schedule. Now, to bring everything we've learned together, the mindset, the self-talk, the consistency, I think it's time for a little test.
A test? Oh no, I didn't study.
Not a written test, a role play. I want to see if you can battle the doubter in your head using everything we learned today. Are you ready?
I think so. Let's do it.
Okay, Mike, here is the challenge. I am going to become the doubter. I am going to be that nasty little voice in your head that tries to sabotage you.
The voice I hear at 2 a.m. when I can't sleep?
Exactly that voice. Your job is to answer me as the champion. Use every tool we talked about, reframing, growth mindset, and self-love. Do not let me win.
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Oh, Mike, did you hear yourself in that meeting? You used the wrong preposition. You said interested on instead of interested in. Everyone noticed. They probably think you aren't smart enough for this job.
Stop. That is just noise. Yes, I made a mistake, but I am not defined by one preposition. That mistake is just data. Now I know the correct phrase, and I won't make that mistake next time. I am learning, and that makes me smart.
Learning? You've been studying for years. Look at Sarah from the marketing team. Her English is perfect. She sounds like a native speaker. You will never be as good as her. Why do you even bother trying?
I am not running Sarah's race. I am running my race. Comparing myself to her doesn't help me. The only person I need to be better than is the Mike from yesterday. And yesterday, Mike didn't know this word. Today, he does. That is a win.
This is too hard. It's taking too long. You're tired, Mike. You're embarrassed. Just give up. Just stay quiet and let other people speak. It's safer in the silence.
Silence is safe, but silence doesn't grow. I am a champion, and champions do hard things. I don't need to be perfect today. I just need to be consistent. I am not fluent yet, but I am not stopping. So take a seat, doubter. I have work to do.
Oh, boom, Mike, that was incredible.
That was actually intense. My heart was racing a little bit.
You handled that perfectly, especially when you said, I am not running Sarah's race. That is such a powerful mindset shift.
It felt good to say it out loud. Usually I let that voice win. I let it beat me up. But fighting back, it feels empowering.
That is the secret, Mike. The doubter will never completely go away. Even I still hear it sometimes, but the champion voice needs to be louder. You have to train it, just like a muscle.
I feel like I just did a mental workout.
You did. And to everyone watching, you can do this too. When that voice whispers, you can't, you scream back, watch me.
Watch me. I love that.
Well, Mike, you have officially graduated from the Champion Mindset Boot Camp. How do you feel?
I feel unstoppable, Anna. I really do.
That is what I like to hear. Now, let's wrap this up and give our friends one last message before we go. We have covered a huge amount of ground today, Mike, from rewriting our internal code to visualizing success, and finally understanding the power of showing up every single day.
Honestly, Anna, my brain feels completely different than it did 10 minutes ago. I came in here thinking I needed to learn more words, but I realized I actually needed to learn how to think.
And that is the most important lesson of all. You see, grammar books and vocabulary lists are everywhere. You can find them on any website. But a champion mindset, that is something you have to build yourself. It is a choice you make every morning when you wake up.
It's a daily decision. Today, I choose to be kind to myself. Today, I choose to be brave.
Exactly. So if you take only one thing away from this video, let it be this. Your English journey is a marathon, not a sprint. You do not need to be perfect today. You just need to be a little bit better than you were yesterday.
I love that. Progress over perfection.
Now, I have a challenge for everyone watching. We don't want you to just watch this video, nod your head, and then go back to your old habits. We want you to claim your new identity right now.
Oh, I like challenges. What do they need to do?
I want you to go down to the comments section right now. Don't be shy. I want you to type 4 powerful words. I am a champion.
I am a champion. All caps?
Yes, all caps. Scream it in the comments. When you type it, you are making a promise to yourself. You are telling the world that you are done with fear and you are ready to grow.
I'm going to do it right now on my phone. I am a champion. There, sent.
Fantastic. I will be reading the comments and I'll be hearting the ones who are ready to step up.
And hey, if you found value in this video, if Anna helped you change your perspective today, please do us a huge favor. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach other English learners who might be struggling with confidence.
And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Speak English with Anna and turn on the notification bell.
We have so many amazing topics coming up. Pronunciation, real-life conversation skills, and more mindset hacks. You do not want to miss the next episode.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Remember, you have everything you need to succeed inside of you. Trust the process, do the work, and speak with pride.
You got this, guys. Keep practicing, keep failing forward, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone. Think like a champion.
Bye.